and we are live. We are live. Good morning, good morning, good morning, South Florida, and hello, world. I'm Robert Henderson Jr., CEO, co-founder of the Henderson Financial Group, and founder and CEO of the Henderson Insurance and Henderson Real Estate, located here in Miami Lakes, Florida. We're a full service financial planning firm, been in business for over 30 years. We love what we do. We serve people all over, in the country, out of the country. And man, I tell you, we just love what we do. I also love doing this show with my friend, my partner, my brother from another mother, man. Because when we talking about truth, this is truth and absolute truth. Let's welcome the one and only, my co-host, Mr. James T.
Um,
Thomas. How you
it's
doing,
it's
James?
my pleasure. It's my pleasure, Rob. It is my pleasure. And when we talk about, hey, uh, the Henderson Financial Group, I must say, and when you mentioned real estate, see, because I think we've talked so much about all that you do and the connections of the company, and I don't know if we really got into the real estate part. We're going to have a session come up about real estate.
Yeah.
We talk about real estate, but by
Yes.
the same token, uh, I think that as we look for our future and for our children's future, I think that's going to be big. I know it's going to be big, or we know it's going to be big.
Yeah, man. As a matter of fact, you mentioned I was just talking to a client, and he grew up in Mississippi, and he just showed me. He sent me. He said, "Henderson, what do you think about this? This guy is going to buy 3 acres for $22,000 in Mississippi. Okay, and it's already plotted for the 3 acres. Already plotted for seven duplexes." And I said, "Man, can you get me some of that?" And then I said, "Well, how much is it going to cost?" He got the layout, the diagram, he got everything for building the duplexes. He said the duplex to build there in that part of Mississippi. He said it's going to cost between 100 and 130,000 to build each one. I say, "What, man?" I want to say, "Man, give me that." But he getting ready to close on it. And then the reason why
Beautiful.
he called me, because he needs to take money out of his cash value life insurance. See, that's what we do.
Hey, that's where we
See,
that's where
he
we
needs
go.
it. He
Yes,
needs
sir.
anytime you want to make any type of big purchases, like a car, education funding for your kids, real estate, any kind of big purchases like that. Then you want to not just take the money out of your pocket or from your savings. You want to actually take it from the cash value life insurance, because then you're borrowing it from them. So you're not really taking it from there. You're borrowing it from them, and it's a big difference when I say use your life insurance. Using life insurance is like bartering. In other words, hey, I got life insurance. I want to put that up as collateral. Now give me the money that I need because I got my life insurance cash. And
Mhm,
that's a fantastic way to use leverage. Use other people's money. But
mhm.
James, talking about real estate, man. See, a lot of people think that you have to buy real estate just in your neighborhood. You don't. A lot of wealthy people that are very wealthy, they buy real estate all over the country, because you can find diamonds in the rough, not just where you're looking, right where you are, but you can find them over there and over here and over there, especially if you're not afraid to drive or get on a plane or have some relationship. So this guy has a relationship in Mississippi because a lot of his family members are still there. So
Mhm.
if you have relationships with people in Ohio, Alabama, Georgia, whatever, you want to be able to take advantage of that, because there's opportunities out there. And so when you talk about real estate, I still love real estate. Real estate ain't going nowhere. The stock market go up and down, but we're gonna always need housing because babies are continuing to be born. I don't care who president is. I don't care who the president. They can't stop that. Hey, they can't stop that now. They
Rob, I don't know. They can try
they
with
hey,
all the with
they can
all the
try.
other things they're trying to do. I think maybe, hey, they're saying, well, we're going to only allow from this moment on 2 babies per household.
No, because the white children, the white ladies are behind. That's gonna be a while. Black and brown people having babies left and right. They're saying, no, 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 white woman, we can't have no more abortions. We need more of the white race. So we still got some time on that. So there's gonna be more children gonna be born, and people gonna be born. That's one thing, man, that ain't gonna never stop. People
Mhm.
gonna always be
Well, well,
be
there are
doing that.
opportunities everywhere. When I went back to my family reunion and happened to go back to my junior high school there in Leon County, I took my wife and my daughter, and we went to the. I just wanted to get a video of where the school was because the school is no longer there.
Uh-huh.
And all of a sudden, a gentleman pulls up on his golf cart, and looking like me and you, Rob, and he says, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "Fine." He said, "Look like you're doing a documentary." I said, "Well, really?" I said, "It's just personal," and he said, "Well, yeah, I own the property." I said, "Whoa!" And Rob, 13 acres. No, no, 16. I think he told me it was 16 acres.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
and he says, "All you see all this land here?" He said, we own." He said, "And of course, people coming wanting to invest in it." He said, "But we're never selling." I said, "You sound like a person I know, me." Yeah, and sure enough, the basket because our basketball court when we were in school, Rob, was outside. We weren't in a gymnatorium or gymnasium or anything like that. And it was really, but it just gave me such a prideful feeling that people are holding on to land and purchasing land and building and so forth. So I'm really hoping that that becomes one of the topics that we'll be talking about soon about how people can become secure because security is really a feeling. I mean, you can purchase a lot of property, you can have insurance, you can, but how is one going to feel secure as we go through these next turbulent times? Because I think we're in turbulent times right
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it depends on from which vantage point you're looking. You know what I mean? It depends on from where you sit, which vantage point, are you looking. If you don't spend all your money and you don't have nothing saved, yeah, it's a little bit more turbulent. It's a little tough for you, especially uh, during this next election. We're at a time of uncertainty. We don't really
now.
know. We
What's
don't
going
really
to
know
happen?
what's going to happen and how life is going to change. It's going to change one way or the other, and change, depends on what side of the table you're sitting on. It could be good for you, and then some. It could be god awful, like a nightmare for others. So we're in a situation right now where we're drifting into the unknowns. But I just hope that the one thing that I do, you know, fear is something. I'm going to do my part and do all I could do, which means vote. Okay, that's all I can really do. I'm going to really do my part. And I encourage each and every one of us to do your research and look at the change that are being proposed, uh, and take a look at
How it's
and
going
weigh
to
out
affect you?
how it's
I
going to
think
affect you.
Yeah, I think rather than listening to all the other chatter, my first question is, wait a minute. Based on my situation and where, like you said, whatever side of the table I'm on, how would this or how would that or how would they, how is it going to affect me and my family?
Well, but a lot of people don't even know what's at stake. When you say how is it going to affect me, a lot of people don't know what changes
Or
uh,
being proposed?
are being proposed. Most people
Mhm.
don't. Most people don't know that. That's homework. Most people, too busy, doing their thing. Most people don't know. It's like, you come to class and you wasn't paying attention. You didn't know you come to class. It's taking a test. You're like, taking a test. I didn't know. I didn't know they were taking a test today, and you're not prepared. You know what I mean? You forgot that today is test day, and you didn't study. Yesterday or last week, you just didn't know. So, if you're gonna vote, you got to be prepared. Know what are you voting for. You should vote, but you got to be prepared to know what changes are taking place. Are they going to help you or are they going to hurt you? You know, forget all the chatter that you hear. You got to look at the changes that are being proposed. And if that's something that you can rock with, then okay. But if something that you think is going to hurt you or hurt your family members, and you got a duty to try to do all you could do to help that. But you got to know. You can't just go with the party. You got to know what changed, because a lot of people will vote for a team that they think that they're going to go for, but they vote for that team they vote for that person, and all of a sudden they're getting less money. or their benefits are gone, and they didn't know it. So you really have to know um, what's in your best interest, and not doing it and just following the crowd, but what's in your best interest, because it comes down to um, you know how you're going to survive and how your family is going to survive. That's what it's about while you're here. But James, I'm glad you mentioned that the Henderson Financial Group, we do have Henderson Realty, and we do a lot of real estate. That was my first professional license back in 1979. I got into real estate. I'm a real estate broker, and we do a lot of real estate. Tonio goes out there and we find property all over the country. We right now we're looking for clients property in San Antonio, man, in Texas. They got some really, really, really good buys in terms of rental properties. So as we were saying, if you guys just joining us, we were saying that if you're going to buy real estate and you're in the South Florida area, you don't just have to limit your search just to a particular area. When you think about, people that are wealthy, you want to be able to mimic that attitude, and you find property or real estate or assets all over the country. The only thing about being out of the country, in the islands or being somewhere else, is that you don't have complete control. And then you got to be able to know that, if you do have control and you're building something out of the United States, you got to understand how the government system is, if it's stability there, and you got to understand how the rent, the cash flow will be. You got to calculate the numbers. And if you don't know how to do that, you can just call the Henderson Financial Group, ask to speak to me, and then I can help you calculate that. And then you got to, and then in the management, as long as you have that, as long as it makes sense and you can manage it, then it's fine. But I get a lot of people that want to deal with real estate, but they say they don't want to deal with the tenants. Now, I myself, the first to say that I don't deal with tenants. I just, that's not my thing. I mean, if I had to deal with tenants, I wouldn't do real estate, but I do, I deal with a lot of real estate because I like the cash flow, and I definitely like the tax benefits that real estate brings us. And I would say second to the cash flow, I would say the tax benefits.
Right.
And matter of fact, sometimes the tax benefits
Benefits
outweigh
better.
than the cash flow. Because if
Rob,
you,
and see when you say that, I don't think most people look at real estate that way
no, they
as a
don't.
tax benefit, because they don't look at, and that's why it's important to deal with the Henderson Financial Group, because you can have a complete portfolio. It's not just that. The investment is not just real estate. We deal with insurance, we healthcare. All of these things, come together to make for, hey, okay, I can feel secure for me and my family if I've got a great portfolio.
Right. Exactly. Well, like we just got, a client that came in and they said they had, came in there $2 million, and they coming from Chase, and Chase had proposed, investment for them. Chase, JP Morgan, they proposed for them. And they bought in what they proposed, and it basically was a 60-40, just TV dinner. It's cookie cutter. They wanted to put 60% of their money inside the stock market, and then put 40% of it, in bonds, and then put some in hedge funds. And the people really didn't understand that, and really what they said, they want to have certainty. Well, if you want to have certainty, when you put all of your money into the stock market, that's not certainty, because no one knows. That's a maybe. That's a hope. That's what we think. That's what we believe. So when you look at, like, when I explain it to them like that, and they go to other areas, other firms, the firms just want to do what they want to do so they can make fees. But then you got to listen to the client, and the client says, listen, I don't want to be scared. Because when you think about it, the stock market, has done pretty well, It's very volatile, but it has done pretty well, over the last 10 years, done very well, since Obama, actually. And now they're trying to, inflation, they're getting inflation down. I think that we're still in a bull market, but I do know that it will be volatility. Now, when you retiring, if you want to keep most of your money, and if you made some winnings, you want to take some of the stuff off the table. It's like being in the casino. You don't want to just stay there and you got all your winnings. You got to take some upstairs to the room. You can play with the house money, but you can't keep there thinking that this is going to last forever. Nothing lasts forever. It always changes. You change. Everybody change. I'm hell, in a few months, I'm gonna be 66 years old. I'm not 40 anymore, but I remember 40, but I can't go back to 40. But you know, I can't do the things that I used to do, uh, especially run as fast. You ask me to go out there and run a 26-mile marathon. I'm like, man, ain't nowhere in the world. I did that before, but I ain't doing it no more. You know what for? 26 miles. When I think about it right now, I'm like, are you crazy? But when I did it, I was 50 years old. And I was like, hey, why not? But right now, man, I'm like, you crazy? Why would I do that? Anyway, getting back to the subject, you can't. A lot of people, James, have their money invested, especially in retirement. You know, all of it in the stock market. You know, that leads me to what I want to talk about too today. This company is coming out. Remember, every year they have some sort of sale. You know, but this year they're coming out and they're saying that you can put your money inside of something called a fixed index annuity. Now, a fixed index annuity, that means when you take your money out of the market, or if you have money sitting in the bank, you put the money inside of this plan. And first of all, you cannot lose a dime. It's not a maybe, it's a we know what's going to happen. Okay. And when you put your money, you can take regular money, savings and investment money, get a minimum $20,000 though. But you could actually take money from your retirement plan, because you can say, listen, I made some money. I want to take some off the table and roll it over to a safe haven and put it somewhere where it's in a fixed guaranteed annuity, not a variable, but a fixed guaranteed annuity. What that means that, you know, minimum, let's say, you know, you get 3%, 4%, 5%, 6%. And some we got 7.5% that you can get. But that's if, and then they'll give you a bonus. So in other words, example, here's a guy that came in and he says, listen, I have $100,000 that I want to put into that plan. So as soon as he rolls over the 100,000, we can roll it over so you avoid the tax. So you need something called a rollover. We have the paperwork to do a rollover. And then you put it inside of that annuity where it's fixed, where you cannot lose anything. And they're going to match every 100,000 he put in. They're going to give the insurance company going to match it $32,000. Now, they have one that every 100,000 that you put in, they match it 47%. But that's two different strategies. Why would someone not go with putting 100,000, not go with the higher match, which is 47%? Why would they not do that? Why would they do a 32% match instead of a 47% match? Well, let me tell you why. Sometimes when you get ready to eat, sometimes, you know, if you sit at the table, it requires a spoon to eat. And sometimes it requires a fork. It depends on what are you eating. It depends on what are you trying to do. If you sit down to the table and you want some soup, a fork is not going to work. You need a spoon. Okay. So in this same case, I'm using a metaphor. In the same case, if you got 100,000 and you say, listen, I'm 50 years old. I'm not going to retire, but I want to put my money somewhere where I can get it guaranteed. It's going to grow. It can never go down. I don't care who's in political party, and I don't care what happens to interest rates. I want to put my money there, and I want to put it there for 10 years because I'm 50 years old. I'm 55 years old. And after that, you know, when I retire and stop at 65 and get Social Security and get Medicare, I want this income to start paying me monthly. So then there, you might want to put it in the one that pays you 47% match, because now your 100,000, they're going to give you 47,000 on top of your 100,000. You're going to let it marinate and stay there. You don't have to check it because it's guaranteed. So now you start off with 147,000. Now each year you're gonna gain 4%, 5%, 8%, 7.5% on top of that. And then can you add more money? Yes, you can add more money. You can add $1,000 anytime you want to, and they'll still match it 47%. But for only 18 months, they're gonna give you that advantage for 18 months. Okay, so you would think everybody wants to do that. But everybody don't want to do that because some people are 65 years old right now. They don't want to wait 10 years to start getting income. So therefore, there is an annuity that says if you're 60 or 62 or whatever, and you want income next month, then you have to put it into the one that gives you 32% match. Then you put in 100,000. You put in 100,000. They match at 32,000. And next,
wow, the Looks like we froze,
and that's good. You follow me?
Rob.
So that's the difference.
Rob,
Uh,
repeat that because we went into I on my computer we went into a light freeze. You know, the 32,000 match, and we went into a little freeze, and then it came back. So
okay,
just in case I
all
got to
right.
tell the
So
people.
so I'm going to use. Um, okay, so we got Joseph Caravel, and then we got Islam Gruber. We're going to use them as example. Okay, hello, Miss Brenda Brown, Tracy Tompkin, Parnell, Miss Redhead. Good morning, good morning. Happy to see you all here. All right, so we're going to use, for example, so let's say Joseph Caravel. Let's say he says, Robert, I have 100,000, I have 200, I have 300, I have 500,000, whatever he has. He says, Rob, but I need to start. I want to put money into this guaranteed principal annuity, and I need to start getting money next month. I'm going to tell him, well, you need a fork. You don't need a spoon. A fork is, since you need to put this $100,000 into this annuity, but you want to get money next month, start receiving income, you need to do the 32% bonus. So now you put $100,000 in there. Instead of getting income, a percentage off $100,000, the insurance company is going to match it and give you a boost. So now you have 132,000. They're gonna give you a percentage of 132,000, even though you only put in 100,000. They're gonna give you a percentage of 132,000. And next month you can start turning on your income. That's because you will need income now. Or if you don't need income now, you may say, well, I need it in the next 3 years, or I need it in the next 4 years, or I need it in the next 5 years. The longer you wait each year, the more your income per month will be. That's how annuities work. The older you get more money. That's how it is. The older you get and the longer you wait, it's kind of like how Social Security is. Social Security says if you take Social Security at age 62, you're not going to get as much if you wait until age 63 or age 64, age 65, you'll get more per month. Annuities is nothing but Social Security. It's the same strategy, but it just gives you more control. Okay. So you put $100,000 in here, and then if you need to take money, and I would say if you need to take money out in the next 5, 6, in the next 5 or 6, 7 years, I would say go with the 32%. What I mean, if you want to start your income. But if you're like 50 years old and you're 55 years old, you say, man, even if you're 60, you say, man, I'm okay. I'll just wait. I'm in 10 years, bring on some more money. Then I would say go with the 47%. So you put $100,000 in there, and then they'll match it 47,000, but you got to wait to 10 years before you start getting monthly income. Okay, so that's the big difference. Because you would say, why would an insurance company come with one that says here's a 32% match if you put money in, here's a 47% match if you put money in? That's like you sit at this kitchen table and you say, okay, I need a fork and I need a spoon. They do different things. They do different things. If you're going to eat soup first, you don't need a fork. You're going to pick up your spoon. But then when you get ready to eat your main course, you put the spoon down and you eat your fork. It's the same metaphor, the same thing. If you need money now within the next 5 or 6 or 7 years, then pick up the one that gives you 32% match, because at least it's more money than what you put in. You're getting more. But if you can wait for a while, then just get the one that give you. And plus, there's some people, James, that say, listen, my cash flow is good. I am really good. I need to put money somewhere. I don't want to put it in CDs or whatever. Let me put it into the 47%, because if I drop dead tomorrow and I put in 100,000, and if I drop dead tomorrow, my family's gonna get 147,000. Isn't that something?
Well, Islam just asked, can I remove my Roth IRA money to do this?
Absolutely. You can put your Roth IRA money, and that's a smart thing that you can do, Islam. That's very smart, because now when you start receiving the income, it's tax-free. So when you have Roth money and you put it inside of an annuity that's going to give you a turbo boost, oh my God, you got $100,000 or 200 or $500,000. I mean, think about it. If you got, let's do the math here, okay? So let's just say if you got, let's just say if you have $300,000 that you have somewhere in retirement, and then you want to get a 32% match. That's 176,000 new money that you ain't even earned that they're gonna match your 300,000. So now you're gonna have 300 plus 176,000. Man, that's 476,000 that you're gonna start getting income off. That is, you talk about using leverage and being smart. A lot of people don't know about this. That's why I'm telling you. And this insurance company says, listen, after you roll your initial money in, we're going to give you 18 months to pile even more money so we can match. And you can put $100, $500, whatever. There's no limit. But to start off, initially, you got to start off with 20,000. But some people say, listen, Robert, I don't have the 20,000 right now, but I'm having it in 5 months. You still can do it. Because once I sign you up and do the registration, you have 6 months to put your initial money in there. And 6 months, you can put in 20,000, and you're going to retire 6 months later and get your big money to roll over. Then you can put the money in there. It is a fantastic plan. Now, if I'm talking too fast and you guys don't, it's not saying, do I need another physical? No. When you do annuities, you don't need no physical. They don't care if you just barely got a pulse. It don't matter. Annuities don't do physical checkups. Even though it's by insurance companies, they don't care nothing about your high blood pressure or your diabetes. There's no physical. When you do an insurance annuity, there's no physical. Okay, they don't ask you nothing about your health. It's, you get your money and you put it there. One of the things what I like about annuities is that we don't know how long we're going to live. So if you have money sitting under the mattress, or if you have money just sitting in the bank, some people got $1 million sitting in the bank, say they want to leave it for their grandkids. You got $1 million sitting in the bank, say you want to leave it for your grandkids. Why don't you just switch it to an annuity? Now that $1 million, they give you 47% match. Now that $1 million, they give you 470,000 just to move it into the annuity. And you could, now when you die, now instead of your grandkids getting $1 million, they getting 1 million, 1.47 million. They getting 100. They got 1,470,000. They got 470,000 more just because you just transferred it from one account to the other account. You still don't pay any taxes. If you have your money inside of a bank, $1 million or 500,000, you paying taxes every year. So a lot of smart people, they'll say, no, I don't want to pay any taxes. This money is there, so I don't want to pay no taxes off that little interest they give me. So you take that same money and just move it. If it's 200,000, 300,000, just move it to the annuity, okay? And then when you die, whatever, they're going to give you 47% more to your loved ones, your beneficiaries. It's a fantastic strategy.
At what point can you use any of that money, or do you just take that monthly benefit?
Well, annuities are for income. They do have annuities for growth, for accumulation, but mainly, like the annuity that I'm talking about, is for income. Because see, when you retire, James, income is everything, man. Because you want to figure out, you want to know. You don't want to think or hope. You want to know how much your Social Security going to be. That's one thing you want to know. You want to know if you're getting a pension. You want to know how much you're getting every month. You want to know. Yep. So if you put your money in an annuity, you want to know how much you get in a month. They will tell you. You ain't gotta. So before you got to bed, you ain't gotta look at the stock market and say, well, oh Lord, I'm up and down. All that's over. You want to get income. You want to get guaranteed stream of income. Okay. That's what retirement, that's what cash flow is about. Okay.
Well, see, that's why we were talking earlier about it's so important, because, there is discussion that Medicare or Medicaid or whatever it is and Social Security, hey, there's discussion that they want to do away with these things that are going to really, if that ever happens, or should that ever happen, or should they begin to mess with it, it's going to affect millions of people.
People don't know about it, and people don't know about that, and they probably voting for somebody who's gonna take that away. They don't know it. But listen, you got to understand what's really going on in the big pictures before you cast your vote. Don't just vote because you say you don't like somebody or don't vote. You got to know what this person is planning on doing and how it's going to affect you and your family and your people. You just have to really know that. So annuities for income, because think about it, if I was retiring, James, I'm not even retiring, and I buy real estate strictly for the cash flow. Because think about this, if I could go back in the time, and let's say the older Robert here right now talking to the younger Robert, and let's say I'm 21 years old. When I'm 21 years old and I bought my first duplex, I bought one, and I lived on one side and I rented the other side out. If I can go back into time and talk to that 21-year-old Robert Henderson Jr., I would say, Robert, little Robert, you're 21 years old. You just bought your first duplex at 21. Your mortgage was $600 a month. You rented one side out for $500 a month, and you went and lived in the other side and only paid $100 a month. I would say, okay, now after you do that for a year, I need you to go buy another one and do the same thing. And every year, I need you to go buy another one and do the same year. And every year for the next 10 years, I want you buying a duplex. And I want you, between age of 21 to 31, I want you to have 10 of them. Because that first duplex, Robert Henderson Jr., that you bought at age 21, you paid $70,000 for it. And the tenants, the monthly payment was $600. The tenants was paying $500 of that. You was getting all kind of tax benefits, like you was paying the $600 on your income taxes, and the tenants was paying it. Now, 21, it's been 45 years later. That same duplex is worth almost $600,000. And you only put in $70,000. And they've been paying rent. And now you did it from age 21 to age 31, and then you have 10 of them. Now you got 10 of those $600,000 duplexes, which is $6 million. Now you was renting at age 21, you rented one side out for $500, and then you was paying $100. But right now, a 3-bedroom piece of property, especially if you Section 8 it out, you can get $3,000 per side. So that's $6,000 a month on each duplex. And now you got 10 of them you could buy. If you listen to me, young Robert Henderson Jr., now you're getting $60,000 a month. Okay. And that's just income. And the cash that's in the duplexes is over $6 million. Whoa. That's what I would tell a young Robert. But I bought that one duplex at 21, and I lived in one side and rented the other side out. James, I didn't start back buying real estate. Really, I started back buying real estate from 21, I think, until I started back when I was around 35, 36 years old. That's when I started buying it again, because I had got so tenants. I
you didn't get a manager.
I didn't get a manager. I was managing, and I wanted to keep all my money, but that wasn't smart. You got to circulate. You got to let somebody who's good in dealing with them hard-headed tenants deal with them. And then since that's why right now that I have a lot of real estate all over the country, I don't know none of them. I don't know not one tenant. And it feels so good.
Hey, Rob, and the key is that others are also earning money through your investments. So it's a way. Hey, as we say, give and it shall be given unto you. So hey, you can have people to earn by managing, so that you can earn by owning.
Yeah, man. I bought one in 2017, a duplex in North Miami, man, for $110,000. The darn thing is worth $600,000. I never been inside. I never met any tenants anyway. They had a Spanish person living in one side and a Creole Haitian person living on the other side. I never been in one side. I don't speak Spanish. Well, I'm learning it, and I don't speak Creole. I'll be learning that too. But then the manager, who managed it, and their father still cut the lawn. They just send me the money. I say, I'm not going to disrupt nothing. Just keep it going.
No.
You don't need to see my black face at all.
Cash flow. Purnell says cash flow is king, not
Cash
net worth.
That's right. Cash flow is king, man. It really is. A lot of people are interested in how much money they can make a year. No, it's how much money that you can put away to work for you a year. It's not how much money you can make and then spend it. It's how much money you can make and put away so it could make money for you. That's the mindset. But they didn't teach us that, and we didn't know that. That's why I said right now, the older Robert Henderson, if I could talk to the younger Robert, I would say, man, just keep your head down. Don't worry about nothing. Don't worry about buying all the other stuff. Just plant seeds. I would have done that. So me now, matter of fact, yesterday I was went and talked to Bill Dozier's class, young people that are studying uh, construction management and how to build a city. And they were really, I went to speak to them. They were really good. And I talked to them and told them my story and how I got into being, into the business that I'm in right now in terms of financial planning, real estate, insurance, and stocks, and things like that. I explained to them and I told them how it's something that stood out that they didn't understand. It was like it was a tricky, it was some trick. When I told them, I said, listen, wealthy people make money by serving others. They looked at me like they saw a deer in headlights. They said, what do you mean? I said, wealth comes in serving others. But see, they looked at it from the surface saying that no, wealthy people get served. Everybody wealthy have, people doing things for them. They get served. And I said, no. That's secondary. Always first.
Serve.
You have to serve. And they said, they basically were saying, what are you talking about? So I had to give them examples. A lot of times when I'm talking, I back it up. Just like I was telling you about the two annuities, one is a fork and one is a spoon. Why would you want to get a 32% when you can get the 47% bonus match? Because the 47% bonus match delays you in paying you every month. You can't start getting income until 10 years. If you can wait 10 years, then it's okay. And then you're going to get a whole lot of money. But some people start, they retiring, they ain't getting money next month or next 2 years. Then you have to get the 32% bonus. So that's like the fork. So I was explaining to them, and I had to use examples. So I said, LeBron James, y'all think LeBron James make a lot of money? And they said, yes. I say, well, he is serving. And they say, what do you mean he's serving? He got all this. And I said, no, he's serving. I said, he's serving because he goes out there and play basketball. They pay him. The spectators pay him. The fans pay him. They buy tickets to see him. He's serving their needs, their interests, what they want to see. He's serving. He's doing all that slam dunk and everything. They're like, yes, they want to see that. I mean, when you entertain, they want to see that. When Usher comes out for a concert and charge people, $600-700 to go and see him sing the same song, people in the stand clapping. It being served, and they parting with their money. And he getting it, he receiving it. But first, they won't give him no money until he get on that stage and start dancing. So he got to dance first. He got to serve first. So I said the thing. I said, look at Nike. Y'all wearing the sneakers. Michael Jordan. He's serving. How he serving? Y'all buying the shoes. He also. So I think they got it when I said Hilton hotels or Marriott hotels. They serving you. You know how they serving? Because people all over the country, all over the world, need hotels. They're traveling. So Hilton built this, a Marriott built this, and people go in and get a nice room and comfort. Ritz-Carlton built this, so people can go in and say, and people part with their money. So you have to serve first. And when you serve, then you get the money. People, when you're young, and some older people, you get it twisted. Most people want to be served. Just gimme. Oh, gimme. You show me somebody just gimme. He ain't got nothing. You show me somebody who's serving, helping people. You get more. If you out there washing a car and you wash cars so good and you detail, other people gonna say, oh, that guy right there, Willie can really detail wash cars. More people gonna line up. He's serving those people first. Then he gonna get money. He gonna get more money. If you got a restaurant and your restaurant, you got food and people line up all around the block to get your food. You serving. Yeah, you get money secondly, but first you serving. If you don't want to make, if you say, nah, I'm tired of serving, okay, just stop serving. The line, ain't nobody gonna be in the line. Nobody won't be in the line, and you won't get no money. So the greater you serve, the more you serve. I don't care what you serving. You can be a barber, you can be a beautician, you can be a car wash man, you could be a lawn service, you could be a painter. There's no end. It's the principle works all the way around. If you want more money, serve. Show me a person who is broke. I'll show you a person who ain't serving nobody.
And that was my word this morning. I was going back with Miles, and he was talking about success. Because I've always said that success, it's just we have to recognize through service comes success. That's just I don't know if my grandmother taught me that one or not, but and people don't realize that even when you go to purchase that car, the car has to be built before you can ever purchase. Now, if you want, if you go and take some of these scams and they tell you, well, hey, we're gonna get you this once you give me this. Believe me.
Oh yeah, that's backwards. That's backwards. That's backwards.
Be very careful. Be very careful. And they call them pyramids or whatever, but because they're gonna tell you now you get somebody to give you, and then I'll take a piece of that they give you, and you'll get what you gave me back. Come on, man. But
That's
it's really the principle. And Rob, I really do hope that our viewers and our listeners will take heed and recognize, that all of us are created with a gift too. And if we would recognize that and try to seek what our purpose is, you can operate in that giftedness and in that purpose and use it to serve.
And James, I'm glad you mentioned that, because some people say they don't know what it is. But see, it's okay to don't know what it is. I didn't know what mine was. I didn't grow up saying I want to be a financial planner and help people, with money. I didn't have no money. How I'm going to say I want to manage and help people invest their money and I ain't have no money? Remember, I had to get some money first. And then once I got some money, it's kind of like if Harriet Tubman, who freed a lot of slaves, if she herself was still a slave, how was she going to free other slaves? Harriet Tubman first had to go through that Underground Railroad and find that path. And once she, found that path and know which way to go, and then she got to the freedom, then she said, okay, I know the order, the path. Let me go and show the others. And then she went back through that path and she told them, hey, come on, I know the way. And some people like, you don't know what you're talking about. And she said, well, you stay over there then. And she said, I just went through that path. So I'm going to show you. And then she's freed a whole lot of people. She said she could have freed a whole lot more had they known that they were really slaves. They didn't know. So my point is, when you're just talking about finding your purpose, I didn't know my purpose. I knew I didn't want to be broke no more because everybody around me was broke. Okay, all my relatives was broke. They were living what they say, hand to mouth or whatever. they were just making it. And then the other people that wasn't broke, they were selling drugs or doing illegal stuff. I didn't want to do that, so I figured out, okay, let me find this path. Let me be the first. I'm the first generation of my money for wealth, my family for wealth. So when I got that path and I figured it out, I came back. Then I started telling people at the barber shop I had had in. I started telling other people, okay, this is what you do. This is what a mutual fund is. This is how you do it. This is what life insurance. And then I started telling them. You follow me? So I didn't even know my purpose until after. So my point is, if you're listening and you say, man, I don't know my purpose. I just been working for the man 9 to 5 at County City. I don't know my purpose. The way to find your purpose is you got to start doing different things. To say, you might want to pick up a guitar. You might want to go in the garden. You might want to start shelving and cooking. You might want to paint it. You go, oh my God, I'm good at this. That you got to seek and find your purpose. You because you ain't doing no maybe if you were doing meditation or something, maybe it'll come to you. It ain't come to me like that. I I started out saying I want to be an architect, and then from architect, man. Listen, I started out saying I want to be an architect, and then from architect, I was at the college, and the college professor said, "Hey, go down to CBS Channel 4 and be a graphic artist because they're paying you." And I was a graphic artist, so I went from architect to graphic artist at CBS Channel 4, from CBS Channel 4 to real estate, from real estate to insurance. Insurance. Oh, look at stock market. Something. Oh, what's a certified financial planner? What's that? So I went through all that stuff, but I used all of that experience to get me where I am now, to help me get to the promised land, to explain to you. So
But the key was, Robert, you were seeking.
yes,
And most people don't start there. I'm going back to that book you talk about all the time. Seek and ye shall find. You know,
yeah,
but you've got to have that mindset. And usually there are people who are telling you what they admire you for. So that's a great place to start. They're telling you that, oh, I love the way you did this. You decorate, you design. Hey,
yeah. You
or,
made me
or
think. You made me think about my nephew. My nephew, he was working, he was doing something. He picked up a camera and he just started taking pictures. And people said, "Oh my God, you took that shot? Take a picture for me." And then he started taking pictures. He don't have any college degrees. He started taking pictures and then got into the pictures. Now he makes a lot of money all over the country, filming weddings, sporting events, and all that. That's his passion now. Isn't that something? He did not know. That's what I'm trying to say. You got to try different things to find out what you good. And James, you hit it on, man. We all were
all
born here with a gift
and a purpose, and
and a
a
purpose.
purpose, and a purpose. And that time that we are given to spend here is for us to operate in that purpose. Because if you and I leave here and do nothing and has helped nobody, we were a waste. With the 3 talents, he gonna tell you, not well done, that good and faithful servant, but give me what I gave you. Let me give it to James and Robert, because they're gonna use it to bless others and to worship me.
James, and what we're saying is so true. It makes you think about my daughter Jasmine today at Bill Dozier. She's gonna get the valedictorian thing. She. Listen, Jasmine, my baby daughter, Jasmine, 28 years old. So Jasmine was real smart. So they gave her scholarship to FAU for nursing. She's like, nursing. So she, when she was in high school, she said, "I'll take it. It's free." And she went into nursing. From nursing, she said, she didn't like the blood. She didn't like all this, bedpan. She says, she didn't like the bedpan. So she says, "Okay, Dad, I'm gonna switch to physical therapy." So she went to physical and she graduated, physical therapy. And then she said, "Dad, I'm gonna come work with you and learn some stuff about money." So then Jasmine started working here with me. And then she's working here with me. And then we had Bill Dozier, Urban Craft Academy.
Yeah, Urban
About
Construction
building.
Craft Academy. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
The construction school and all that building. And she's always, I'm into real estate and about real estate. And then she wants to be something where she can just be free and unlimited to create. And I said, "James, you and Antonio, y'all take that course." They took the course, 6 months course, where they went every day learning about how to build buildings, how to build duplex, all of that. And then become a project manager, how to coordinate all of that stuff. And then next thing you know, she goes into class and it's like, bam, it's like second nature to her. She like, "Oh my God." And they're saying, "Oh my God, she's so good." She clicks this up and she's like, "Oh my God, Dad, I like this." Next thing you know, she started interning and a company hires her full time after 2 months. And they go, "This girl is sharp." And she just, Dad, it just comes to me naturally about this, get this supply, get the roofing, get this, get that. She can just coordinate all of that. And now she's like, "Oh my God, Dad, I know this is what I want to do." And she's a woman and she's in building and construction and putting projects together. Who would have known? By this show, that's my point. When you want to find your giftedness, your purpose, you can't just go get a 9-to-5 job because you need to, pay the rent or pay the mortgage and say this is it. No, you could do that. I did it, but you got to continue to seek, knock, and ask. You don't know. You might be a good baker. You might be a good painter. You might be a person that can do furniture design. You might be good lighting. You don't know, but That's what life is about. You should be out here exploring. If you would say, Henderson, define yourself, I would say, I am an explorer. That I am an explorer. I still know there's more and there's greater to be out here. And I want to look and I want to find, I want to experience. That's what the essence of my life is. I don't want to just sit and say, okay, 9 to 5, I'm going to watch Netflix, eat and go to the bathroom and that's it and die. No, no, no. I'm trying to be all I could be. Thank you, God, for giving me this life. What I'm going to do with this life, I'm going to praise you and say, okay, thank you, God. And I'm going to be all I could be. You should do that also. Don't just rest in your laurels. I don't care if you're 60, 70 years old. If you got a pulse, that means there's still something for you to do.
Amen. Amen. Well, hey, man, we really do want people to know the Henderson Financial Group is a great place to go and a great place to start. If you are there, then hey, ask more questions. Ask if there's other things that you can do with your portfolio and how you can, of course, gain more knowledge, gain greater understanding and comprehension, and then hey, be wise.
Yeah.
Application is going to be your next move. And hey, and like Rob said, don't let fear stop you. I mean, because everybody who's ever done anything has been successful at it. Anybody, hey, they can tell you all the mistakes that they made. Or I should have done this then, had I known what I know now. I should have done this had I known what I know now. As Robert said, if he was talking to young people, and particularly, and oh man, I'm so proud of my niece. I see her; she just checked in. And oh, she's a learner too. I love that about her. And
Sharp. She's sharp.
she's sharp. She's sharp. She's sharp. So what we want you to do is, and don't just do it for yourself. Encourage others, as Robert said, because I'm going to be at the graduation today too, Rob, at 4 o'clock, I think it is. And we shouts out to Bill Dozier and the Urban Construction Crafts Academy for what they're doing in our community here in Dade County, because I know people may be watching or listening or may check this out from other parts of the country. But here in our community, and we have really been supporting him with what he's done. And this man came out of retirement. He tells his story. He's told his story right here with us, how he came out of retirement and God just spoke to his heart because he saw young men on the side of the road working because they were incarcerated. And the Spirit said to him, what you going to do about it? What are you going to do to prevent other young men? Or when those young men come out, what are you going to do to help them so that they can hopefully have a chance at a successful life? And he began to work with people. And Rob, you and I have been down, and others, many others in the community have supported him and working with him to help others. Because when our community grows, hey, it grows for everybody. So when you help somebody, believe me, you're helping yourself. You're helping yourself. So we certainly hope that everybody will be encouraged.
Yeah, when I went to speak to the kids, and I spoke with the kids yesterday, he said that they were learning about how to do drywall.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how to do drywall. That's something I think, you get a hole in the wall, you got to call somebody, but if you know how to do it, I think that's interesting. I mean, to learn how to build a house, to learn how to build that. I was talking like my daughter Jasmine in terms of project management, construction. There's a lot of people that don't know what a project manager does. Most people, especially in the neighborhood, kind of follow, there's nothing wrong with being a teacher or, a preacher or, just the basic stuff, police person, a firefighter. We need all those services, but there's other things. There's other things other than being a football player or basketball player or baseball player. There's other things than being a rapper. When you a builder and you can actually a project manager, you can create. I'm Robert Henderson Jr. I'm a certified financial planner. But really, if I change the wording, I'm a project manager. A project manager is someone who can put things together. In other words, a wedding planner, people that say they're going to get married, and they call them a wedding planner, but really they're nothing but a project manager. Isn't that something? A project manager, like a wedding planner, says, okay, you want to get married. We're going to come with a certain type of theme, a decor, where it's going to be blue and silver, gold, or blue, or white and silver, whatever your colors. That's going to be the theme. And we're going to have it decorated like this. And then the project manager, i.e., wedding planner, so I'm going to arrange to get the DJ. I'm going to arrange to get the cake. I'm going to tell you, where this is, that is. We're going to arrange the table and all of the flower arrangements, and we're going to coordinate everything for you. You don't have to worry about that. Just leave it over to the wedding planner, i.e., project manager. Me, they call them a wedding planner, but they're really just a project manager. They're project managers in every field, because people need people to manage and coordinate things. In the music business, James, they don't call them project managers. What do they call them when you have somebody like Usher or Rick Ross or whoever, and they don't coordinate everything? What do they call them?
Well, what they do is they're event coordinators as
Event
well.
coordinator, but
Right?
really they're
Because
project managers.
promotions, right? Because those tours are set up, and there's someone going ahead to make sure that the venue, hey, there's so much that goes into it,
Right.
to have these concerts. I understand Janet is coming. I talked with a friend yesterday, I think it was. Janet is coming into Palm Beach, and I remember when her dad sent Janet down for us, and she didn't even have a manager. He sent the secretary, Joe Jackson, sent his secretary down. Steve Manning, who was a friend of mine out of New York, said, "Hey, we're going to send Janet down." We put her at Lockhart Stadium. Well, what we had to do as a company at that time, Zeppi Productions, we went. Hey, we made the deal with the venue, set up for security, ticket sales, advertisement, all of that, appearances, promotions, interviews. There's so much that go, but as you say, Rob, it becomes project managing.
Exactly. So my point is, there's a project manager. If you guys Google, if you're someone, I don't care how old you are, if you someone and you says, I still can serve, and
Oh
you don't know
yes.
what you want to do, I want you to Google, what does a project manager do?
Hmm.
And we have project managers. Listen, the Florida Power and Light need project manager. The water companies need project managers. You look on how much project managers work. Project manager make 100,000, 150,000, 200,000. Macy's. I got a cousin worked at Macy's as a project manager. Why would Macy's need a project manager? People need someone to take care of this, coordinate this. That's what a project is. It is in every industry. An architect, when you put the building together, somebody got to be able to say, okay, I need to call Homer so he can get all of the glass, all the windows, and then I'm gonna call Sam to do all of the plumbing in this building, and I'm gonna call Shirley to lay all the tile, and then I got to call someone. I got Joe. Joe is gonna do the air conditioning, and now I need the electrical done. I need so and so company coming and do all the electrical, and now I need to get all the drywall done. I'm gonna get Raph to do the drywall, and then I'm gonna get Sandra to do the lighting, all the lighting, and I'm gonna do and I get somebody to get I need Sandra to do the roof, and also I need Connie to do the landscaping and put the trees and all that. That's a project manager,
Robert. And each one of those companies have project managers because they have to make sure that all of all that they need to do what you are paying them to do or contracting them to do. They have to make sure that they contact their distributors and that everything is on time and everything is organized. So
Right.
Hey,
I'm a project manager. You come to me, I say, okay, you need life insurance, you need some real estate. Okay, you need your taxes done. Okay, you need a will and trust. I'm gonna have this person. I'm putting stuff together for you. That's what I
hey,
do. I'm a project manager. So if you want to go into a field, I'm telling you, they don't make no pennies because it's something that you're putting together, like you baking a cake or you creating. A lot of women be really good in this. Men too, they can coordinate stuff. You know what I mean? A project manager. You got people. You know what? A lot of the entertainers got stylists. A stylist ain't nothing but a project manager. Saying wear this bow tie with this flower. So that's just this how we gonna look. This how we gonna kill him, man. You're gonna walk out there with GQ. That's a project manager. They just call them different names. You know, one thing about life in business, they put all these different names and stuff would confuse people. Like an annuity. Annuity nothing but a social security. Guaranteed streaming income. It's like a pension, guaranteed streaming income. You know, it's gonna do what it's gonna do. You ain't gotta wish, hope, think, wonder. It's gonna do what it's gotta do. Stocks is like a maybe. I think. We hope. We don't know, but we're gonna take a chance. That's what stocks is. So all your money shouldn't be there if you really want certainty. You can have some money there, but you want more certainty. Okay, man, we're going over our time. I hope you guys learned something. I know I talked fast and I talked about a lot of stuff, but I want you guys to take
be
it in.
encouraged. Be
Be
encouraged. Be
encouraged, you know.
encouraged. Be encouraged.
Run this back. This is on YouTube and also Facebook. It'll be up forever. Just run it back. Share with other people to give them a thought. You know what I mean? Now, there's some people that can hear and don't have no ears. Some people you can talk and tell and talk to you blue in the face. They ain't gonna do nothing. This program is not for them. Me and James come on this program for people who know inside, they know there's something more out there, like the Matrix. You know, I know there's something better. And now I hear it. Okay, that's good. You know, Islam, you say you'll see Monday. That's cool. I like that, girl. You roll that Rolf over and get that bonus. You in there, girl. You in there. You in there. You tell Mike I say hello. Hi, Kayla, how you doing? Kayla, hey, Kayla, you young, gifted, beautiful. Hey, you got relationships, people around you. Girl, you got it going on. Just reach out and we can get you some real estate too, you know, because that real estate gonna help you tax. You get it all around you. So I'm going to talk to you about that also. And Lawrence Moore, hello, good morning. Good morning. Hang in there, brother. It's going to always get better. Denise Ward, you too. Love you. Carol Miller, P. Parnell. See if you can get here around 11:30, okay? Because I got a 1 o'clock. See if you can get here at 11:30. Miss Vickers, I'm waiting for you to get back. Thank you for sending me your forms. We'll be talking later. Who else? Mia the best. And Joseph Kiervera, Brenda Brown, Tracy Thomas. Tracy, hey Tracy, you know, I think Arnold will be the cheapest to do that LLC. Okay. I just spoke to him yesterday. Call Arnold, Tracy, let him do the LLC. It'll be more cost effective for you. Okay. Mr. and Mrs. Redhead, love y'all. I want y'all to have a fantastic weekend. Great show, Mr. Henderson and James T. Brenda Brown. Thank you so much. Share this information because there's somebody that have ears that want to hear that didn't know nothing about a project manager. And they certainly didn't know that you can get 32% match or 47% match on an annuity. All you got to do is call the office. Let me get the telephone number. Area code 305 825 1444. Let me give it again in case your pen ain't work. 305 825 1444. And you also can go on the web. We got a website. It's www.the you got to put the in there. The Henderson Financial Group. www.thehendersonfinancialgroup.com. James, I don't know what happened to James. He was just right there. Now it's like the computer is buffering. I don't know. I want him to do a nice prayer for us. Where you go, James? We ain't out here yet, brother. Okay. So thank you all very much and be safe. And I want you all to vote. Please. Check out what's Project 2025. I want you to vote. I want you to be concerned. I don't want you to hear all the chatter. Hold on here. This might be my man right here. Yep. Oh, okay. All right. Power went out. All right. We'll talk later. All right. All right. James, he said the power without. Listen, same time, same station. I'll be back with you. I'm gonna be out of the office all week. I'm be in Tennessee doing a financial planning software training. I'm gonna be there from Monday through Friday in Tennessee at a college actually. But you can always call the office. They know how to reach me, and we can help you. All right. Scott Malone says right before we go, what's the difference between a program manager essentially, and what is the difference between a program manager's essentially federal jobs? Essential federal jobs. Well, to give you a metaphor so you can just like, because sometimes a picture's worth 1,000 words. When you think about just think about I always like to use wedding planner because most people know what a wedding planner does. So any field that you have to plan out things, that's a project manager, putting things together. He said he meant especially. What is the difference between program manager, especially federal jobs? It depends. Whatever project that you're working on, you can be working in the Air Force or Navy or working at the post office. Anytime you coordinating, putting things together and making things work, you're a project manager because you bringing things to fruition. You're coordinating. You're putting all the pieces together. I mean, a chef is a project manager. You call him a chef, but he's a project manager. He puts out the menu. He says what you're going to eat. What's dessert. He said, okay, we have this, Jell-O, or we have this banana pudding. We have these kind of steaks. A menu. It's a chef, but he's really a project manager because he's managing what's going to be served. They just intertwine these terminology. This screws people up. And as we were saying, finding your purpose, there's a lot of people that can coordinate things. People throw parties. They're gonna have events. An event coordinator, that's a project manager. You got to get this, you got to get the food, you got to coordinate this, the theme, the stage. Project managers. And project managers, when you want to put on award shows, they need a project manager. When you want to put on, the BET Award, the Soul Train, whatever, the Academy Award, the Oscars need a program manager. And so program managers, you don't really need a college degree for that. If y'all Google, it's called like a scrub master. They got courses. You can take. You ain't got to have $100,000 in student loans. But these are real jobs that people need right now. And it's in every field, from the utility company to the water company, to the NFL, to the ABC, to TV stations and especially all these shows. Netflix have project managers. They got to coordinate where they're going to shoot. They're going to shoot in Miami. They're going to shoot in Atlanta. They're going to fly here to get this scene. That's a project manager. You just need to know how to coordinate. And there are courses and training, and you get certificates, and they show you pass, and now you can go apply for different jobs, whatever field you want to be in, and you say, I am capable of coordinating things and getting things done. What do you want to do? And then I'll coordinate it. It's an amazing and it's an exciting field to be into. I'm a project manager. Just call me a financial planner, certified financial planner, but I'm still a project manager. So when you're trying to find your giftings, what your purpose is, no one really knows off the bat. You got to do different things. And you go, oh my God, I'm so good at this. I like this. You know what I mean? You got to be good. Like my little 6-year-old, he was my 6-year-old grandson, Jasmine's son, he was doing this Connect 4. I had never heard of Connect 4. And he beat me doing Connect 4. And then I started saying, okay, let me study this. Now I started beating him. Now he don't want to play no more. So I got to let him win or something. Listen, I got to go. I'll talk to you later. Peace, love, and happiness. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And please be safe. Much love.